Mary, you mentioned the ASOS and the difference between an AWOS and ASOS, that a certified weather observer.
A certified weather observer is required to make changes to the ASOS. Okay, so basically you have to be able to log into the system and make those changes. Okay, this would happen, like I say, I've talked about going into Gunnison, Colorado. They've got airline service in there, so during the times when the airline would be expected in or out, they may have a weather observer that takes an official observation and can make changes. Okay, here in Vernon, we don't have any airline service. We don't have any approved weather observers. Okay, and even though I'm not current, but if I was a certified weather observer, I'm not approved here. Kind of a boat, kind of whatever. But that being said, I can amend the weather on the ASOS. Here, you can't, but I can add NOTAMs. Again, I have to have approval from the airport manager to have permission to go in there and make that recording, okay? But on the ASOS, it doesn't have the capability to do that, okay? So you're like, okay, so if you're going into an airport and you find on the machine it has an ASOS, you're going to have to get your NOTAM information from flight following or have it on the ground before you go. So understanding you're not going to be able to listen to that when you get there and, oh, if there's something going on, I'll just listen to the machine when I get there. It isn't going to work. And you ask yourself, do people really do that? Our main runway was closed here, and I had at least 2 people that I had to tell them, runway 20 is closed, you might want to use the other runway. I mean, you're like, they didn't even, it was like, oh, I didn't even bother to listen to the weather. You're like, really? Okay, what's going on with you? Okay.
One other question I have, Mary, you mentioned Aero Weather Light.
Okay, this is an app on my phone. So it's Aero Weather, AERO Weather Light. This is a free version. You pay a little bit, and you can get it. You can get a paid version, whatever. But it's a really quick, down and dirty way to get. It's, is it official? I don't think so. But it's giving you the METAR, giving you the TAF. It's really good information. It's very easy. I can load in certain airports, so my favorite airports are loaded there, and it's a very quick way for me to see what's going on. And if I need to make a no decision, this is all I need to make a no decision. Okay, the winds are 270 at 43. Yep, that's a no.
Yeah.
Okay, I got a 500-foot ceiling. That's a no. I don't really need more information. Okay, got a temperature of 43 and a dew point of 41. Well, I'm sorry, that would be Fahrenheit. But if we looked at, okay, I got a temperature of 11 and a dew point of 10 on Celsius, that's a no. I'm not going anywhere. Okay, so understanding, I can certainly look at this and decide whether I need to dig deeper on the weather. PIREPs. I forgot to start my timer. Pilot reports. So, pilot reports. If you see something that wasn't forecast or was abnormal, then you make a pilot report. Okay, the other day I'm going into Law Field, got airplanes coming in and out of there, they were calling the weather at 500 foot overcast. Okay, fine, I break out at 340 feet AGL. Pilot report, okay, good information. Maybe for the guy coming in behind me, okay, helicopter going into Parkland Hospital had to go missed approach. I don't know what his minimums were, but this guy's going missed approach. The guy ahead of me had to bail out because because he didn't land. So understanding pilot reports, if I'm encountering turbulence, okay, so I'm screaming about, I've got moderate to severe turbulence. Okay, you may want to know that. And again, so it can be turbulence, it can be wind, it can be cloud heights, it could be icing, it could be anything, but it's just whatever's going on, you share that, and then it gets disseminated to the other pilots. What is EFAS? En route flight advisory service. So I can call up flight service station and ask for, basically I'm on a 4-hour flight, things have changed, I need some updated information, and they can give me that. HIWAS is going away, Hazardous In-Flight Weather Advisory Service, used to have the recordings, those are going away, you don't have to worry about them. AirMets, Cygnets, and convective Cygnets. Okay, so AirMets, we have 3 kinds of AirMets. We have an AirMet Zulu. AirMet Zulu is for icing, freezing stuff. So that's where, you know, if you get an AirMet Zulu and you're in a Cherokee or a 172, you're done, essentially. Okay, we have an AirMet Tango. AirMet Tango for turbulence. All right, if you've got a queasy passenger, it may be a bad day to take them flying. If the bumps don't bother me, I'm going. Okay, I've never canceled a flight because of an AirMet Tango, unless I had a passenger that just absolutely doesn't like bumps. And then I have an AirMet Sierra for ceilings. Okay, that's for the low clouds. Okay, if I've got an INSPIR rating and I can handle a 800-foot ceiling doing an approach, that's great. If I'm a VFR pilot wanting to stay in the pattern with an 800-foot ceiling, not so great. So I know what my 3 AirMets are. Then we have Cygnets. Cygnets, and then we have convective Cygnets. Okay, kind of go back, start backwards. Convective Cygnets are associated with thunderstorms. That's, okay, pay attention. It means there's significant weather out there in the form of thunderstorms. We talked about those earlier, it's going to be uploaded, but understanding 25 miles away from the thunderstorm. This means the conditions are right for it to happen, doesn't mean they're there yet. Okay, so if I got a convective Cygnet, I better have a plan B in my pocket, and maybe plan C and D. Okay, other Cygnets would be for severe icing, would be for volcanic ash, would be wind shear not associated with a thunderstorm. So other significant meteorological conditions. So Cygnets affect everyone. Okay, airlines, little people, everyone. AirMets, airlines don't stay home because there's an AirMet out there. They pay attention to it. Folks, stay in your seat, keep your seatbelt button. It's going to get a little bumpy. You'll notice the seatbelt sign is on. There's an AirMet Tango. Okay, but if it's a Cygnet out there, then they have to pay attention to that and make decisions about what they're going to do. Okay, we need to take a quick break.
Not yet. Did you have a question, Sue?
That was going to be my question, was whether AirMets are for small airplanes and Cygnets and convective Cygnets.
And they kind of, I mean, yeah, the larger airplanes may pay attention to them, but they're typically not going to make a decision. Okay, one question. The difference between IFR, marginal VFR, and VFR. Okay, so IFR, 1,000 foot, 3 miles visibility. If I don't have that, I'm IFR. Okay, especially at a towered airport. I need 1,003, or else they turn on the beacon, and the field's IFR, sorry, you can't go, unless you ask for a special VFR. We'll talk about that one later. Marginal VFR, 1,000 to 3,000, and visibility 3 to 5. Either one of those will trigger us to be in a marginal VFR. Okay, 3 to 5 miles. If you're flying around with 5 miles visibility, you're marginally safe. Okay, VFR is more than 3,000 and more than 5 miles visibility. And that's going to be called VFR. Okay, this has nothing to do with your personal minimums. These are numbers that you need to be able to recite to the examiner. Okay, again, me personally, I think your personal minimums should be closer to the 10-mile visibility number. And again, back to the AWOS, ASOS, those machines will never say anything more than 10. Okay, if you're a VFR pilot, maybe I can make my ceiling 2,500 feet if I'm staying within 20 miles of my airport. if I'm going on that long cross country, I may want a 4,000 or 5,000 foot ceiling, just so I've got some time if it starts diminishing to land and make some good decisions.
So I was just looking at
Okay.
our airport here, and we are 10 miles visibility and overcast at 1,200, so that gives us,
We could go out there and do pattern work, but we
Pattern
would
work
want
only.
to,
but it's marginal.
but we're not
VFR.
gonna, it's definitely marginal VFR. Okay, we're taking a break.
Okay.